Bold Bakers, one of my signature Bold Baking basics is my salted caramel sauce. I use it for everything. It is so popular on biggerbolderbaking.com. It has 200 5-star reviews. It is foolproof, it is absolutely delicious, and it's so versatile. I'm going to show you how to make it. So here in a heavy bottom saucepan, I'm going to add in my granulated sugar, also known as caster sugar. Granulated sugar, or kind of like coffee sugar in America, is very fine and similar to caster sugar. So that's why I use that in baking. Now we're going to add in a little bit of water, and that's going to help dissolve that sugar. Then turn the heat on to a medium low. We want a controlled heat, and we're going to let that sugar dissolve just by itself. So now if you're new to caramel making, I'm going to tell you some key caramel tips that will give you perfect caramel every single time. So here's what you can do. At this point, before the mixture starts to bubble, you can stir the sugar. Once it bubbles, there is no more stirring. And just be careful not to stir too much sugar up the sides of the pot, because once the caramel is cooking, that can actually crystallize, fall back in, and crack your caramel. So here's what we want to do. We want to be patient. We want to let this sugar dissolve fully before it starts to simmer. If your mixture starts to simmer and not all your sugar is dissolved, that can also crystallize your caramel, and you have to start from scratch, and it's a bit of a pain. So I mentioned I'm using a heavy bottom saucepan, and these are really fantastic for caramel because they kind of buy you extra insurance. Use your best quality heavy pan. It just makes caramel making so much easier. It protects the bottom from cooking too fast, from cooking unevenly, things like that. A good stainless steel pot is what I like to use. Once your mixture kind of goes translucent, there you go, look at my spatula, I can see that the sugar has dissolved, and now it can start to simmer. So I'm going to turn up that heat just a little bit, just a smidge, and we are going to let this simmer away and form our caramel. Now at this point, no more stirring, okay? No spatulas, no spoons, no nothing in there. If you want to move the caramel around the pot, feel free to swirl it by the handle. And what you want here is a controlled simmer. We do not want boiling. We do not want to boil a caramel. We simmer. So I would say keep that heat at a steady temperature. Don't turn it up and down, and it will just steadily bubble away there. From when it starts to simmer, it does take around 10 minutes or so. During this time, it creates the caramel, it will start to change color. You'll start to see it go a deeper and deeper amber. And then once it starts to get kind of towards dark, it will actually happen pretty fast. So when it comes to caramel making, please always stand by the pot. Never walk away and leave a pan unattended. It can be very dangerous. And if you have kids and they want to make caramel, please do it with them. Okay, so come here to me. There actually is crystallized sugar around my pan. Now that's very common, so do not worry. There's two things you can do. You can get a pastry brush that is dipped in some water, and you can just brush it and dissolve that sugar, and it'll disappear straight away, just like that. Or you can do what I normally do, which is nothing. Just leave it there. Don't worry too much about it. If it's really thick, it can fall back into your caramel. That is a very thin layer, so I'm not worried about it. So it's been simmering for around maybe 6 or 7 minutes. As you can see, it's starting to turn a very light amber color. If you want to kind of let it cook evenly, swirl the pan around just like this, carefully using the handle. Now from this moment, it will get darker and darker, and that will happen quite quickly. So I mentioned that this is one of my basics recipes, and what those are kind of like the fundamentals of cooking and baking. So the ingredients that you might need to make something else, like the sauce or accompaniment to help, make another dessert. So for instance, I show you how to make homemade buttermilk with just 2 ingredients, buttercream, how to make your own butter, yogurt, sour cream, ricotta, cream cheese, homemade food dyes, all natural, homemade extracts, so many fantastic recipes that really are the building blocks for baking. So definitely go to my website, biggerbolderbaking.com, and check those out. Okay, so now this is perfect timing. It has gotten a nice rich amber color. Do you see the way there's a little bit of smoke? Now a little bit of smoke is okay. Do not worry about a little bit of smoke. That actually adds more flavor. The deeper this caramel gets, the more flavor it's going to have, and that's exactly what we want. Now I don't want it too smoky, and I don't want it too dark. So now I'm going to stop the cooking by adding in the butter. I'm going to whisk that in. Now it will seize up a little bit, just like the way you're seeing it's doing here. So stand back, have a long-handed whisk, and whisk it at a safe distance. Once that dies down, we're going to add in our heavy cream. And again, there will be bubbles, so stand back. Now you will feel it seize up here and get clumpy, so keep on whisking until it's nice and smooth. There we go. Now I've turned off the flame and I'm going to remove it from the heat. And then last but not least, we're going to add in the salt. We always add in the salt when it's off the flame. Otherwise, the flavor can almost be a bit too strong. So this is ready to go right now, and you can use it in so many different ways. I use it in my 2-ingredient no machine ice cream when you can add it in to make a variety of different flavors of ice cream. I also like to add it into my Starbucks caramel frappuccino. Who doesn't love one of those homemade? As you know, I'm a huge brownie fan, and I did make a salted caramel brownie to highlight that lovely sauce with the deep, rich chocolate. If you like something a little bit lighter, you can try my caramel apple upside down cake. And rather than making a caramel on the stovetop, you just put the sauce in the pan, the fruit on top, the cake, and then bake. It's all in one and it's really easy, perfect for fall. But personally, my guilty pleasure is after a long day of work, I scoop some creamy vanilla ice cream and I pour the sauce on top. It's like an extra decadent treat. Feel free to use this sauce in any way you like and get creative with your desserts. The best thing is it lasts for around 4 months refrigerated. And bonus, you can even give it as a gift around the holiday season. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, and I'll see you back here again really soon.